Imagine this. You're an alien from a distant galaxy. Your technology lets you travel at faster than light speeds, and you've been watching Earth for centuries. It's fascinating, right? Our planet's incredible diversity. So much life, so many different cultures, but then there's the constant conflict, division, and inequality that plague us. So here's the big question. Would you visit us if you were an alien? Before you make your decision, let's dig into what might make you hesitate. Earth is full of life, but it's also home to some pretty ugly behaviors. Racism, nationalism, and discrimination show up in deeply rooted systemic ways. And honestly, humans sometimes treat each other like they're from completely different species, despite being genetically incredibly similar. Now picture this. An alien species, one that's completely different from us. Can we expect them to embrace compassion, respect, and biocentrism? The idea that all life is inherently valuable? Or will they be shocked by humanity's inability to see the worth in every living being, regardless of where it comes from? Let's start with something that hits home for many of us. Racism. Racism is one of those deeply ingrained social constructs that's been around for centuries. It's built on the false belief that some races are superior to others. But here's the kicker. All humans share 99.9% of the same DNA. Our differences, skin color, facial features, and even culture, have been weaponized to justify inequality. And fun fact, many ancient cultures didn't even think of people in terms of race like we do today. The ancient Greeks and Romans, for instance, didn't distinguish people based on skin color. That idea didn't emerge until the age of empire building, and guess who played a major role in spreading it? Pope Alexander VI. The so-called Doctrine of Discovery he signed basically gave European powers the green light to claim land and exploit people they considered inferior. This idea of racial superiority is still deeply woven into the fabric of societies today. Let's talk about multiculturalism on Earth. Sure, there's incredible diversity, cultures, languages, traditions, but we still struggle to coexist in harmony. Look at the political climate in the United States, for example. Under President Trump, immigration policies became a battleground. ICE raids, attacks on birthright citizenship, and the demonization of migrants all became common themes. And in a world where globalization and climate change make borders less and less meaningful, othering people based on where they were born, their gender, or their race feels, well, outdated. Worse still, these divisions are often rooted in fear and a desire to maintain power. And that's where biocentrism comes in. Biocentrism is the idea that all living beings, human, animal, plant, or even extraterrestrial, have inherent value. It's about seeing life as something worth protecting and respecting. And here's the question. If an alien species landed on Earth, would we be able to treat them with dignity, even if they look or think completely differently from us? We've got a lot to learn. And when we look at our treatment of migrant communities, refugees, and marginalized groups, the answer doesn't always look promising. We're often too quick to judge, to separate, and to try to dominate. But let's pause for a moment. What if we embraced the philosophy of biocentrism? Could we start seeing the worth in all life? Not just human, but every living thing on this planet, and beyond? In history, there are people who've embodied the spirit of biocentrism. One of the greatest examples is Saint Francis of Assisi. Although the term biocentrism didn't exist in his time, his life was a living testament to it. Francis wasn't just a friend to humans. He treated all life with respect, whether animals, trees, or even the wind and the sun. In his Canticle of the Sun, he celebrates all of nature as his brothers and sisters. This wasn't just symbolic. He lived a life of humility and care for creation. Think about it. St. Francis's view of life wasn't about domination. He saw creation as something to be cared for, not exploited. He didn't just preach this, he lived it. If we were to adopt even a fraction of his respect for life, we might just be ready to meet those aliens. That raises an interesting question. How would religions like the Catholic faith relate to the existence of intelligent extraterrestrial life? The Church, through the teachings of Pope John Paul II and other theologians, has maintained that the possibility of extraterrestrial life does not conflict with Catholic doctrine. The discovery of intelligent alien life, should it ever occur, would not undermine the Catholic belief in God as the creator of all things, but would probably be seen as part of his vast and mysterious creation. The Church would likely approach this matter with humility and awe, recognizing that God's creation extends beyond Earth to the unknown in the vast expanse of space and time. Now, let's really stretch our imaginations. Picture this. An alien species from the Zeta Reticuli star system. These beings, known as the Zetans, have mastered faster-than-light travel and could visit Earth anytime they like. But would they want to? The Zetans have been watching us for centuries, and what have they seen? Wars, imprisonment based on nationality, culture wars, voter suppression, you name it. They're fascinated by Earth's biodiversity, but they're also repelled by our treatment of one another. Let's say they're observing a young girl being denied an education because of her ethnicity. Her family lives in a part of the world where migrants are blamed for problems they didn't cause. The Zetans witness activists fighting for her right to an education, but they also see others fighting against it, calling for separation rather than unity. The Zetans are perplexed. How can a species with so much intelligence not see the inherent value in every life? They decide to wait before making contact. If humans can't respect each other, how can they expect to respect life beyond their planet? Now let's take a moment to imagine something different, something hopeful. In Star Trek, the United Federation of Planets embodies ideals we can only dream of today. The Federation's motto is Infinite Diversity in Infinite Combinations, IDIC, and it's based on the idea that diversity, whether biological, cultural, or ideological, is something to celebrate, not fear. The Federation is home to species like Vulcans, Andorians, and Tellarites, all of whom cooperate, learn, and grow together. The ideal of respect for all life, regardless of origin, is baked into the very fabric of their society. Wouldn't it be amazing if Earth were more like that? So would you visit us if you were an alien? The answer to that question depends on us. Can we start to embrace biocentrism? Can we start treating all life with compassion? Whether it's our fellow humans, the animals around us, or the hypothetical alien species that may one day visit us? The truth is, we've been damaging Earth for centuries. Climate change, pollution, and the destruction of biodiversity are happening at an alarming rate. We're losing species faster than we can keep track. If we can't respect life here on Earth, how can we expect aliens to see us as worthy of respect? The philosophy of biocentrism challenges us to look beyond our human-centered view of the world. It's about seeing life, not just our own, as something precious, something to be protected. Thank you for watching. Our channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast of the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. Living the Renaissance spirit means engaging with history not as a distant past, but as a living dialogue, constantly informing and enriching our present. The Renaissance spirit is a reminder of our dialogue with the future, our progeny and posterity, our legacy. Will we grant them a future free from fear of climate change and tales of the end of democracy? Will they admonish us for our sins and omissions, or will they remember us fondly as saviors of humanity and the natural world? The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. Embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity and our shared history opens up the world to each of us, individually, and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit, more than just a philosophy or style, but a style for living, learning, growing, and thinking. History has not died, only our understanding of it. To help create a more just, equitable, and humanitarian world, we must take action in both our personal and collective lives. Start by voting for leaders who prioritize climate action, racial justice, and human rights. Get involved in community activism, whether it's supporting local movements, volunteering for causes you believe in, or advocating for policy changes that protect both people and the planet. Additionally, support legislation that addresses climate change, promotes environmental justice, and fights discrimination in all its forms. Every small effort counts towards building a future where respect for life and diversity is the foundation of our society. And check out my other videos on Trump, civics, and more. Will we rise to the occasion, or will we be remembered as a generation that failed to build a just, equitable world? The choice is ours. Will you live the Renaissance spirit? Subscribe, turn on notifications, and take our quiz to find out. Live the Renaissance spirit.